Hello and welcome to Grace Tutorial. Good morning to all of my dear friends as well as my dear students. In this video lecture, I will be explaining you about the accommodation in Belgium. Well, you see, the Belgian leaders took a different path. They recognized the existence of the cultural as well as the regional differences. Between 1970 and 1993, between 1970 and 1993, the Constitution of Belgium amended for 4 times. During these years, the Constitution of Belgium amended for 4 times. So what are the different elements of the Belgian model that we are going to look at here? So what are the different elements? Number 1, the first one is that the Constitution prescribes that the French-speaking and the Dutch-speaking ministers shall be equal in the central government. Yes, the first element of the Belgian model is that the French-speaking and the Dutch-speaking ministers shall be equal in the central government. Central government. That means there is no any differences between the French-speaking community minister and the Dutch-speaking community minister. Both shall be equal in the central government. The equal position should be given to these ministers in the central government. And this is the first element of the Belgian model. Well, number 2 is that. Element number 2. The central government gave the power to the state government. That means the power is shared from the central government to the state government. Sharing of power. Between central government and state government. Yes. This is very important point, my dear students. The sharing of power between the central government and the state government. That means the central government gives the power to the state government for the good and efficient as well as the effective governance in that country. And the state government, one more point you need to mention here, that the state government is not subordinate to the central government. So the powers are divided from the central government to the state government, and the states are not subordinate to the central government. This is the point you need to remember. And number 3, what is the third most element of the Belgian model? Well, both the communities of the Belgium have accepted the equal representation. Both the communities have the equal representation. That is, the French-speaking community have accepted the equal representation in Brussels, because the Dutch-speaking community have accepted the equal representation in the central government. Yes, equal representation. Both the French-speaking community and the Dutch-speaking community have accepted the equal representation. Well, apart from this, what is such other element of the Belgian model? The next one is that community government. Yes, apart from the central government as well as the state government, the community government is also formed in that Belgium. Well, what is this community government? I have already explained you in the different terms of this chapter, power sharing. and you just have a look on that. And once again, I just would like to explain you that what do you mean by this community government? The community government is the government in which the social groups are given the power to handle the different affairs of their communities. They have been given the power to handle the affairs of their community. Yes. So the social groups have been given the power to handle the affairs of their community, and that government is called basically a community government. And the community government is the best example for the arrangement of the power sharing, which increases the strength of the democracy from the grassroots level. That is what the community government. So these are the different elements of the Belgian model we need to remember, because there may be a question that what are the different elements of the Belgian model? What are the accommodations in the Belgium? You need to take out the points. You need to mention each and every individual points, which is very much essential and important. First one, the French-speaking and the Dutch-speaking ministry shall be equal in the central government. And number two, the sharing of the power. It means the power from the central government. The central government gives the power to the state government, and the state governments are not subordinate to the central government. And number three, the equal representation. The French-speaking and the Dutch-speaking do have the equal representation. And number four, the community government. The government in which the social groups are given the power to handle their own affairs in their communities. And this is one of the best examples for the arrangement of the power sharing even. And these are the different elements of the Belgian model as well as the accommodation in the Belgium. Well, and at last I would like to say that what did we understand from the two stories of Sri Lanka and Belgium? Well, in Belgium, the leaders of the country Belgium, the leaders of the Belgium country, they have realized that the unity and integrity of the country is possible only if they are able to give the respect of the feelings and interests of different individuals, of the feelings and interests of the regional communities, the feelings and interests of every individual community. So whenever we do give the respect to the feelings and individuals of every community, then there will be the unity and integrity in that nation. And this was realized by the Belgian leaders. So this has become one of the best way of the power sharing. Well, and what about Sri Lanka? Well, the Sri Lanka, it shows a contrasting example to us, right? That means whenever there is not sharing of power, whenever the power is not shared from the central government to the state government, and whenever the central government refuses to share power to the state government, then it will undermine the unity in that country. And that is what we have to learn from these two chapters, that is from the stories of the Belgium and Sri Lanka. That is the stories of the Belgium and Sri Lanka. It's very clear to say that the Belgian leaders could realize that the unity and integrity of the country is possible only whenever we do give the respect to the feelings and interests of every individual community,